It's simple.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's the Trent Brother Ayatollah here with my tag team partner with the case of the Mondays here, What's going on with you, brother?
Good, I'm good. We are the Underground of Professional Wrestling Podcast. Thank y'all for joining us, and we're here to bring to you the Underground of Professional Wrestling Podcast. The Underground. So
My
yeah, we're here to
TV
bring
in
you
the
the week
background too
one.
loud. I'm sorry, is my TV in the background too loud?
Yeah,
It is?
I can hear it.
Okay, that's what I was trying to check for. Okay, let me turn it on.
Yeah, but definitely shout us out on RW Podcast One on Twitter. Check us out on Regional Wrestling Podcast everywhere on all the medias of socialness, including TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the medias of socialness. Check us out. Check us out. We'll see the ticker down below. Yeah, it shows you exactly where to follow, like, subscribe, all that good shit. But we're here to talk about the week that wasn't fresh wrestling. We just got off watching Raw, so we just are coming off of that. But we also need to talk about the show we had this past week in the Saturday Night Main Event. And I thoroughly am enjoying the shows lately. So we'll tackle that. So Chris, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just turned it down.
Where you want to start? Where you want to start, bro?
We can honestly start with tonight's show. Raw moves fast, man.
Yeah, it's 2 hours.
Raw moves fast in the 2 hours that it goes. And it's really I can't lie. I the third hour allows me to lag a little bit, right? It allows because usually the main event or usually that 10 to 11 hour kind of ties the two main stories together, right? Usually you always have in that 10 to 11 hour the main event or the seam of the show or then the main event, whichever one is not the other. But this 2 hour show bangs out quick and it forces you to pay attention. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to do so clearly. I get scolded about not paying attention all the time. So I wasn't able to really pay attention to the show. What I do enjoy the start of the show. I do enjoy the thread of Drew McIntyre, the character development of Seth Rollins, how he ain't like Drew kind of seemed like he might have been recruiting like a anti-Roman army in a sense, like a little bit. And Seth was like, I don't get down with you, gang. You know what I'm saying? For him not to respect Drew, this also ties into the World Heavyweight Championship feud, right? Where it was a lot of I don't respect you in that portion of it too, right? Like, yo, you bitching, moaning, complaining, whatever the case may be. And it has been a lack of that with Drew and Seth. Seth is coming off as the guy he was on Twitter, where he was the flag bearer, right? Everybody says that Roman's the man in WWE or whatever the case may be. Cody's the face of WWE or the case may be. But no, Seth is the tank driver. You know what I'm saying? Like
I look at them.
his camouflage and his he got his camouflage pants on it. He go out there on that tank. He be
Remember, at one point, they asked John Cena, who do you think will be the next like John Cena? And who do you think who could take the role of the man, the guy? And I remember him saying that he doesn't think it's gonna be like just one person, and I think we're kind of seeing that now. Although right now, let's be real, the universe surrounds around Roman Reigns and the Tribal Chief Bloodline storyline. Everything kind of stems from that tree. The interactions of what's going on in wrestling just kind of ripples from
The
there.
trough of wrestling comes from the roots of that. Absolutely.
Yeah, the roots of that bloodline, storyline. But when I look at the head of the WWE, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns is like a three-headed dog in that facet where, like you said, Cody Rhodes like the politic, face of WWE, has a title, goes to the daily shows, all that stuff. The media runs. You got Roman Reigns, who is, like you said, we talk about the center of it all, who is the biggest force in the storylines that are stemming from the bloodline and trickling to everywhere else, and reverberating to the rest of the roster, the rest of the company. And then you have Seth, who's the workhorse, who's there every single week. Not that Cody's not as well, because he does that as well, but Seth has that staple of I've never left. He has that think of true and true WWE. I don't do part-time. I've never left. And they have groomed me to be the man that is here on the house shows, on the PLEs, on the weekly television shows that represents WWE as the heartbeat, in a sense, or the engine, of whatever you want to talk about, whatever analogy you want to use. That is Seth Rollins has been for the past decade. So he deserves his flowers when he talks his shit.
Well, and to that point, going back to the main storyline of what Raw's going to be, or the new developing main storyline of what Raw is. Seth Rollins, everything CM Punk was, right? Like, like the summer of Punk
without the bitterness. Yeah.
No. But Seth is bitter right now, and Seth is bitter because Punk is back, right? And the story that's what I'm taking from the story, because legitimately everything that Seth Rollins is standing on is like, hey, everything that you was, I'm better. And Punk is like, nigga, there was no blueprint for you to follow if it wasn't me, right? So like, in the true essence of what this is the passing of the torch officially. We never really in the when Seth and the Shield was coming up, it was identified, as we were talking about, who was going to be groomed to take over, right? We saw Roman be the big, right? But Seth was learning the cerebral side of everything. Punk was still a man in 2014, my nigga. He was on a 434-day title run at that point, right? He was and it only took The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, to like knock him off his motherfucking pivot. You know what I'm saying? Like, Punk was the fucking man. To Rollins' point, I'm the fucking man. House shows, merch, the most popular guy, the people that like the one who sets the tone of what this is, right? And I get outshined. I get pushed out my spot. I get looked upon. I get cast over. Well, that's Rollins. He's going to make up for it. That's Punk. So the bitterness is chipping off. Now, to your point, it's not Drew McIntyre, right? And I heard Cole say it on Saturday Night Main Event.
I get what you're saying. Real quick, no, but no, it's for what you're saying.
No, go ahead. No, I do it all the time. Go ahead.
With the bitterness thing, I was talking about the bitterness with the industry at large, or business with the corporate side of WWE. Seth is more of like a flag bearer, wave the flag wide. He's not. He's CM Punk, like what CM Punk could have been if he did not have beef with Triple H and Vince and all that stuff.
Well, I think that goes back to now. Here we are when we talk about a three-headed monster, right? Roman Reigns was never going to play that political game. He was going to wait his turn. Rollins could have.
Roman Reigns didn't have to.
That's the point. But hold on, but that's the point. Rollins could have tried to, but couldn't really tap into it, right? The authority was him tipping his toe into playing the political game. Triple H was like, because Vince had his guy and Triple H had his guy. That's playing politics right there. Because if it's the team, the captain is Roman, the captain's Roman. That's how we play the team. But this ain't no fucking team, my nigga. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
I'm a guy who I believe it's all politics. You could act like it's like even Dean They were all politicking. And I feel like even Dean, he got to a point where he's like, I'm politicking my way out this bitch. So that's what his, way, he
So
saw the
so
landscape, like, I'm getting out of here. I
so
think it's
to
all politics.
now to the bitterness now. Rollins doesn't have and Rollins has the one-upmanship on Punk to say, I've done things in this business that you could not have. I played the politics game. I gained everything I could have. Now listen, there is no comparison to the popularity and the fucking cult of personality that CM Punk is in the industry. You dig what I'm saying?
Really,
So
really isn't.
so
Really
CM Punk can hang his hanger on that. But when we talking about within the industry stuff, oh nigga, like, I could go toe to toe
CM
with you.
Punk,
Rollins can
CM
go
Punk,
toe to toe with Punk on that aspect.
CM Punk is Hulk Hogan when he returned with the NWO type of, like, they just don't want to. They just don't want to boo this guy. No matter what he does, he will not be booed. I don't think there's one wrestler in the entire industry that you can put CM Punk against, and the fans are not going to chant CM Punk, like, just organically. Not one wrestler. If you give Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns, they're going to cheer CM Punk no matter what. I I I kind of get it because he's been gone for so long, and then we're happy he's back. But
The
I
novelty's
love
not wearing off like it did in AEW though, bro. Like
AEW. The novelty wears off for everybody. So
what I'm saying is that the
you gotta
seven.
realize Punk has only wrestled like half the matches he's wrestled in AEW thus far, and he's been here for like
But,
about a year.
but this is what I'm trying to say. Punk was out 7. I don't even know if it was 7 weeks since goddamn Hell in a Cell to Survivor Series, and he still got 3 feuds. He still got 3 feuds off the return. It's Rollins, Drew. Drew's not done, and clearly Roman.
Okay, let's back it up a little bit because I got a lot to talk about when it comes to this. Let's be real. Right now, we're talking about Roman. We're talking about Seth Rollins and Cody and CM Punk. I like where we're at with that, but let's talk about it. They're going to be facing each other Monday, Netflix, January 6th. Got a question for you before we get to the Roman thing. Is this too soon for Seth Rollins and CM Punk?
It's going to get interfered with Drew McIntyre. It has to. They're too intertwined.
Hey, that's whack.
It's not.
That's so whack.
Hold on.
So whack.
It's
Who
not.
main events? Solo and Roman or Seth and CM Punk?
So, nigga, if Roman's on Raw, what do you mean? Stop playing.
I'm just asking. Like, these are the questions I gotta ask.
No. We playing a co-main event situation, but nigga, we know who's going on last.
Okay.
Now, to my point, this goes back to what I'm saying. The way Raw has been structured, it has been meaningful for you to pay attention. Listen, Rollins and Punk can start the show off. Drew can interfere, and that's the thread of the fucking show all day. Because my point, Cole made a point on Saturday Night Main Event. The real reason Drew McIntyre has a problem is because Solo. When has Drew and Solo been in the same situation?
You know what's funny? I could see Drew interfering in Roman and Solo more than I could see Drew interfering in Seth and Punk. Because him and some people had their shit. Hell in a Cell, it's done. He's more focused on like, yo, why are we all acting like the bloodline ain't the bloodline? Like Roman ain't still Roman. So let's get this nigga out of here.
I can hear what you on that now, but my thing is this. So 2-part. I'm a 2-part. Seth ripped off a Band-Aid with Drew and Drew's face. I'm gonna do what you couldn't do, and that's get rid of CM Punk. Drew can be like, nigga, I'm on some shit. I'm getting rid of everybody, right? So because CM Punk also mentioned Drew's name today, right? CM Punk didn't have to mention Drew's name.
He didn't, but he did it in a way. He did.
Oh, okay. So boom. Right. So okay. So now I still got a little venom for you, my nigga. And Seth
But he kind of gave him props. He's like, "Yo, are you as tough as Drew McIntyre?" You gotta ask yourself if you're as tough as Drew. But then he's like, "There's not gonna be enough staples to put you back together once I'm done with you, like the staples that that was put into Drew." I love the way CM Punk, is on the mic because he spits bars, dog. Like the dude when he go, there is something there always that you can take from the promo that is like that's a bar, you know. But honestly, I do not see Drew getting involved in this thing. I don't. I
Okay,
really
so why
don't.
do you see him getting involved in Solo and Roman? And my thing
I'm
is,
not
if
saying
he
that
does,
that's going to happen. I said that's more
okay,
likely
okay,
than
okay,
this.
okay,
I
yeah.
don't even think that's like going to happen per se. I think that's going to actually be a clean finish with Roman going over. But this happening Monday, first week of the year, we've been talking about Seth Rollins and CM Punk for years.
Yeah, but they
Last year
never
we
had
thought it
a
was going to be WrestleMania.
but they never had a triple threat. So let's go back to Survivor Series, right? And Survivor Series, it was back to my point of Drew and Seth not really ever gaining respect for one another, right?
Uh-huh.
Even when Drew beat Seth at Mania, what Seth out? I was hurt. You
Yeah.
didn't beat me whole. You didn't beat me whole. I'm out. That catapulted Punk and McIntyre. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I do got to walk away, but I'm listening to you. I got the
Go
headset
ahead.
on.
No, that's go ahead. Go ahead. So to my point, what I was gonna say is there's venom still there for Seth um from Drew's aspect. Now to Punk and Drew, listen, we did what we did, we had a situation going on, but realistically, I made a vow, I made a promise that listen, you and I are tied together. Now I do want Drew at some point in time to shift his focus over to Roman Reigns. So if there is an opportunity for Drew McIntyre to get it, now my thing is again, man,
I hear you, but like
if he has the opportunity to be in the same arena with Roman Reigns, I don't know how many opportunities they have had. I
I
know
hear
WrestleMania was one, but shit, nigga, I'm going for a world title. Fuck, I ain't worried
Yeah,
about shit.
yeah, exactly.
But
I
like
hear you.
right now, like nigga, what's happening? I'm up. It's up.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Like, there's a lot of reasons for Drew to get involved in one or the other, but more than anything, like I want to bide my time with Drew and the Roman thing, just like I want to bide my time with CM Punk and Roman thing too. So like I'm looking at this and like, wow, like we all talked about Seth Rollins, CM Punk headlining WrestleMania last year. We thought, okay, we didn't get it last year, we'll probably be headlining WrestleMania this year. We're getting it on Netflix. That is a chess move. You good?
Yeah.
All right. That is a chess move where they're like, all right, we're moving the pieces around. This money match, that's one of our biggest matches. Also, we're giving you the same night another big match that we've been building for about a year or two, Solo and Roman on the same night. Clearly, to me, what that's the signals is that WrestleMania is a complete dice roll, bro. We don't know what's gonna happen. They're just throwing shit out right now.
Well,
So
why would you? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why so cynical in the thought process with that?
maybe that's the wrong way to put it. I'm not saying dice rolls is a bad thing. I'm
Okay.
saying that in a sense of they got something for us that we don't fucking know. They got other plans, and they're
Okay.
like, we're gonna give you this shit now. Like that, but at the same time, it's not like a surefire thing because Roman and Solo is a surefire thing. Seth and CM Punk is a surefire thing. Although I didn't think Roman and Solo would compete at WrestleMania, we know that is the feud that is the match that they've been building all this time. So once they have their one-on-one, Roman moves on. Once CM Punk and Seth have their one-on-one, is it too soon? Like to me, is it too soon? To me,
You stuck on is it too soon? But why are we stuck
to
on that?
me, to me, CM Punk and Seth should be the main event on Netflix. It's a bigger match than Roman and Solo. I get it. Roman's tribal chief. I get it. But to me, that match for
You
the
just
first
said
time.
that everything.
Listen, hear me out. For the first time ever, for Seth Rollins and CM Punk to compete against one another after this build, after a year of him coming back and Seth storming off, it feels like that deserves the grand stage.
Bro,
You
we
know what I
talking
mean?
deserve where we have.
As far as anticipation goes with the fans,
That's not true, bro. That's not true, bro. And we interviewed MVP and we talked about that word deserve. Why we keep using deserve? What does that mean?
Okay, I'm
We
gonna
just
explain it to you.
I mean, hold on. I let you land. So let me fly. You feel me? So you landed and it was like you feel like this is a big we just said at the beginning of the show the trough of everything is at the roots of Roman's story. If Roman's story is ending with Rock coming out for the Ula follow to set up Rock and Roman for WrestleMania, my nigga, then that has the main event. That's not that has the main event. So if we talking about the Ula, the tribal chief, right? We didn't learn about tribal combat until Jey Uso and Roman Reigns 3 years ago had a match that's when the ship turned for Roman Reigns, right? When his father and his uncle came and put that little red lay over him, that was motherfucking Super Saiyan Roman. That's when we started cheering for a heel because damn, he's just that fucking good, right? That's how he shifted. He never switched. Drew McIntyre point is correct. When he goes to the wrestling club in New York with him and Sheamus, my nigga, and they chanting OTC so loud down the goddamn hallway, and he like, God damn, the motherfucker was gone 6 months and look at what they're doing. He ain't changed shit. When he's talking to Seth Rollins tonight, and he was like, he's talking and sounding and acting and walking and the same. The nigga is still Roman. Why? Because the fucking lay. So that is the essence of the story. If Tribal Combat is going to be the match between Roman and Solo, it got a main event.
You're
That,
flying in a great direction, but that's not the path that I was trying to take with my comment on what deserves it. I'm talking about the fan anticipation for the match. Storyline wise, cool, great. I don't actually, I don't even care then. You want them to go on last because The Rock comes out? Great. You can do a whole bad blood situation. Like we put CM Punk on first that night too. So I don't care. What I'm talking about is Seth and CM Punk. First time touching should be, I mean, like in a
should be
match,
the first thing we see on Netflix.
in a sanctioned match, should be
Should be the first thing we see on Netflix.
extended viewing time. A real, it could be a classic for real.
It's the
You know,
first thing we see on Netflix.
it could be an instant classic. So I'm just hoping that it gets the time that it deserves because I would have preferred it to be a main event match for WrestleMania.
Why won't it get the
And
time it deserves? We're always going back to 3 hours.
cool, I'm cool. It probably will. I'm not.
No,
I'm
it
not
will.
here.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not
Netflix
here
3 hours.
to convince, or I'm not here to argue with you on that. It probably will get the time it deserves. Cool, we can watch it. But there is something to having this hype behind this match and it being a main event of a pay-per-view in a sense, or at the end of it. But if it's on Raw, it's big. If they're treating it like a pay-per-view, cool. We'll see how it goes.
You're still talking cynical about it, bro. I don't know why. I mean, if we're
What is
getting
critical about what I said?
the way you're making it, we're getting Seth Rollins and Punk on the very first Raw on Netflix, and you're like, it should be the main event of a pay per view. I'm like, we're getting it on, and I don't know if I'm
My
not
thing
hearing
is,
it sounding, but that's the way that I'm hearing.
my thing is, it feels like okay. Here's the thing: if they're going about it your way, where somebody interferes, then yeah, it could start the show. My thing is, if this is a culmination of all this hype, then one, it shouldn't start the show. Two, then it probably should be at a bigger event,
But,
than a television show.
baby boy, how is
Don't
this
call
the
me baby boy,
culmination of?
please.
How is this the
Please
culmination?
don't not
I
call me
don't,
baby
I
boy.
don't want to keep calling you my nigga. You know what I'm saying, my nigga. But like I was trying, but my nigga, bro. This is not a culmination. If we, I want you to stay with me. That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to try to make it negative. I don't want you to try to have that connotation. This is the start of something. This is not the culmination of anything.
Okay.
So this is the start of something. Like and the reason why we're getting it now, the reason why we have to grab it now is because look at the last year between those two competitors and how many injuries those two competitors done had that were in a fucked up a main event where it's supposed to be on a WrestleMania stage or whatever the case. Let's get these motherfuckers now. Let's get it for the biggest water we can probably get it for. Let's see if we can get this started, and then it can main event a WrestleMania. Because I do believe it should, but also if it's going to main event a WrestleMania, it needs a title. It needs a title. This story, the fan participation, all the Twitter, all this. No, Punk Rollins at a fucking main event of a pay per view that matters needs a fucking title. And I don't know
And
how the
that's
fuck
where I
we
was
get a
trying to
title
get
off of
to.
Gunther, and I don't know who the fuck taking the title for Cody. We got to figure that shit out quick.
And that's where I was trying to get to, because this can't be the culmination if this is the case. If it's on Raw first match of the night, it can't. And if you're saying it needs a title, then yeah, there must be something going on forward that changes things down the line, whether it be an Elimination Chamber victory or just a flat out victory over Gunther in a sense, or maybe they're both competing with Gunther. Who knows? But my thing is for them to throw it out on Netflix, Raw. It's definitely a come see this thing. It's selling the tickets. It's selling people to come watch Netflix. That's what that is. To me, it's a business move, and I think it's wise. But as for the storyline's sake of the anticipation for this match and where it goes, it has to be just the beginning. And I think that's what I was trying to get at, is that this has to be just the beginning, and moving forward, just like with Drew and CM Punk, this can end up being a storyline for the next 3 months going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the very first match between Drew and Punk was what, a strap match or some shit. I don't think that was the first match. That might have been a second joint.
Now,
But
CM
like,
Punk, Seth Rollins was a guest referee at, I think, Money in the Bank.
was the guest referee for Drew and Seth, right?
CM Punk was a guest referee for Drew and Seth, excuse me.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins guest, I think, was
No, Seth Rollins was the guest referee for
yeah,
Drew and CM
CM
Punk.
Punk. Yeah.
I think that was
SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I'm so to my
First
point.
one was a strap match. You're right. It was. Yeah.
So again, the first and remember CM Punk when he came when he had the press conference and there was like, the first match between you and Drew McIntyre should be Hell in a Hell in a Cell, whatever. It was like, hey, get that fantasy booking shit the fuck out of here, nigga. So to your point and to his point, it's all the same. The fantasy booking that you may think that they gonna take, get that shit the fuck out. They have been taking really great care with CM Punk because I believe he also has creative capabilities of input to allow the stories to matter. And if you can see if you can see Seth and CM Punk, they're taking care of one another with those swings. They look real enough, but real fight, you can say I'm not holding back, right? They're working, they're doing business, right? So with that being said, back to your politics situation in the back, that handshake had to be had and like, hey, my nigga, we gonna make some fucking money.
Of
You
course.
dig
Of
me?
course.
You know what I mean? So, but
Mhm.
but again, you don't get to that level. You don't get to that level of politics without the level of experience to know that there needs to be politics for that to happen. Right? Punk left because he didn't have the ability to make magic with Rocky. Right? Punk, I'm sorry, Rollins, from the very beginning when Punk came back, we knew it was work. We knew it was work, bro. He getting all worked up and shit like that. Like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. We're like, oh, they know what that money is. You know what I'm saying? And some of it is rooted in real spill, but at the same
But
time,
that's all you gotta do your job, you know. Yeah,
exactly,
that's what
exactly.
it's all about. And I think Netflix, going 3 hours, they're trying to put on a show. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for what's gonna happen. But one thing I'm curious about is if we will see our WWE champion, because we got to talk about what happened on Saturday Night Main Event. Because we're talking about all the, Roman, Seth Rollins is, but we got to talk about our WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, too, because how are we going to have the first show on Netflix on Raw and not have WWE champion? And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, Cody Rhodes, he's out with an injury because after the match with Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens hit him with a package pile driver, a move that he's used on the Indies and in ROH as his finisher that he's yet to use in WWE ever. He's never used it in WWE on TV, but the first time ever he's used it was on Saturday Night Main Event after he lost the match to Cody Rhodes, and it looked devastating. I've used to see the like what he did with Randy Orton. All right, cool. You guys are selling it like it was the worst thing ever. This one looked like it fucking was intended to break his neck, and it looked more, I guess, realistic or more vicious than than Randy Orton one. If they had done the package pile driver with Randy Orton, maybe I would feel more like that was a more impactful moment for me. But this one looked ill, looked crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cody's taken power drivers before. Randy hasn't taken a power driver probably in like 15 years.
And they're
So
protecting the guy, yeah, because of his history.
so realistically, the power driver is not going to look as comfortable, But Cody got down there. Cody tucked himself. But Kevin protected the move as well. The way that the camera was able to shoot it from different angles, you wasn't able to see how Cody lands on the top of his shoulder because certain angles can show you that, but other angles can show you on the backside or look like he landed like right here. So
Looked great.
great. It looked good. I mean, again, so back to the point of where you say how Randy's looked a certain way, Cody's looked a certain way. It's all also depend on the angle. The way that Randy's was shot towards hard cam, and so you was the handheld, if hand floor from the weak side does the power driver, you never see how shitty it is. You just say, "Oh shit, power driver on Randy." But because he catches on a hard cam, you can see how everything's nipped and tucked, and Randy's like, "Nigga, we good? All right." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cody's like, "Lay it on me," right? Cody takes
The
the brunt.
impact went to ass and thighs with the Randy Orton one. With the Cody one, it looked like it went straight on top of Cody's head. I'm not going front. That's how it looked. And maybe you're right. Maybe there was a little bit of cheating on one side and rolling them over a little bit, and that's what makes them professionals. So, but from the angle that we all saw, it looked vicious. It looked great. But they say he's out with I mean, whether it be shoot with actually, I'm not gonna say it because it's some kind of medical terms, but he's fucked up in the neck.
No, I mean realistically, is give him a little bit of time off for the holidays. He's been hitting the road crazy. He's been doing ton of TV, done ton of promotional stuff. He's been doing Netflix press, been doing Netflix premiere shit, my nigga, like doing Make a Wish. Park the tour bus for a fucking week and a half, my nigga. Spend time with Liberty. Your dog is sick. He not on the road. Dustin got released from AEW. Go hug your family. Take some time off. We can handle it. See you January 6th where he come taped fist looking like Dusty, ready to fight. That's how he's gonna show up, bro. We already know how this gonna go, bro. He gonna come with the cowbell, my nigga. They gonna have a cowbell match, nigga. That's how it's gonna go.
How'd
Guarantee,
you
nigga.
like?
Guarantee this nigga gonna have a cowbell and a Texas belt, nigga. Guarantee, nigga.
How'd you like the Winged Eagle?
It looked whack on Cody.
Wow, here's the hate.
It is the hate. Bro, come on, man. Homelander can't have the title, bro. Fuck out of
Still
here.
fire. I don't care who had it, whether Cody, KO. I loved it. That's the only title that maybe the Undisputed Championship, but that one I need to get. I need that Winged Eagle, bro. OG Winged Eagle title. It was just, to me, I got the feels, I got the nostalgic feel when I saw it, and I just started thinking about all the people that held that championship, the Macho
That's me
Mans,
and you, bro. I'm a big wing eagle. You feel me? When Austin handed that title over on Monday Night Raw,
that was cool.
and they
That
gave him
area one.
with the purple or dark blue whatever joint strap on that joint. Austin's straps are always fire. Austin had different straps than regular niggas. Let's keep it a buck, right? Like the snake skin rattles, the smoking skull joint was fire. His original fucking big wing eagle joint was fire because go down the list of the people who had that championship. I think that strap became black for after a period of time. But I'm high and drunk right now, so don't quote me on it.
No, but it was fire to see the title back, and KO took it. He ran out with it. He took it up on himself. But let's talk about the match. The match was great. I liked the match. I enjoyed it. The main event.
Match was similar to the first match we had previously.
What?
So it was nothing really special. It was similar to the match we had previously with them.
It was good. It was better to me. It was better than the previous match to me. I was engaged. And then we got the rough bumps, and Cody cheated. Cody cheated to beat KO. So there's a whole lot of everybody talking Homelander. Oh, the heel turns incoming. I don't know what's going to happen with Cody. All I know is I like this. I like what they're doing with him and KO. I like where they're going with it. I like that we don't know where the state is of the WWE champion or the championship at the moment. Now you can say, "Oh, he's coming back with his hands typed and all that stuff," but I'm just trying to, walk the path a little bit. I'm not just trying to blow the wad on what's going to happen because
Walk one path, nigga. You just okay. I'm so blind. All right, go ahead. You got it.
There's no point in me even talking at this point. Go ahead.
What do you mean walk what path and blow the wad, my nigga? Like the 6 is in 2 weeks. Like you just said we can't have Netflix Raw without the WWE champion. I brought a situation where the WWE champion is on that, so I don't know what we're talking about. Maybe I missed it. Maybe
it's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
My point was, I like the way they set things up. Period. Like, is that they have many ways they can go with it. Will there be a vacancy? Will there not be a vacancy? All the stuff they're going to. We'll see on SmackDown how they address things that went down. I like the way they set things up going forward.
You think the vacancy is available?
No, I think that but at the way they set it up, as of right now, this very moment, there could be, or they can say, listen, he'll be back, because apparently he's going to be out indefinitely. That's what they put out on social media. So, at the end of the day, it's storyline, but
you're right, because
Pump
said it definitely too on that stage, and that nigga was back in like 3.5.
Yeah, I know. So exactly. So it's speculation, but just for the fan's sake, just as a fan who's watched the show, you don't know. So people are talking, oh, could there be a tournament? Could KO get the title? Could you give the title back to Roman? Like all type,
People saying that. You see that shit said?
I saw people online saying that it was. I don't believe those things are going to happen.
I think what
you're saying is more likely.
Who said that?
Let's be fair. I think what you're saying is more like I'll show you. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's on not
Oh
on
shit! I've been for sure out there.
people. But that's what I'm talking about walking the path. Is because when something happens that me and you who are very knowledgeable can be like, oh, this is going to happen, boom, and that's it. What I'm trying to say is like when they write a story, leaving those tethers untied at the end of a show, the cliffhangers, those matter for your audience. What WWE has done well over the past year plus is get the conversation going. They do it every week. Now, then eventually the conversation gets resolved. Sometimes it's better than what we thought. Sometimes it's not as good as what we thought. But what we had in the interim were people talking about wrestling and what possibly could happen. And that's what I think they've executed probably the biggest change on this era is that they cultivated conversation on a
Well, I
regular
think
basis.
the
And
cheap,
not negative conversation like this shit is ass,
well,
but conversation about like, what could happen storyline wise going forward.
the cheapest thing to do is take the title off of Cody and have a vacancy. I mean, realistically, what does that do storyline wise? Right? Like
It
it
gives an
creates.
opportunity for a new champion, whether it be a confrontation between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, whether it's Randy Orton coming back and him competing for, there's a lot of avenues that they could potentially go down. Because at the end of the day, let me ask you a question. If you were to say in your hearts of hearts, by WrestleMania time, does Cody and Gunther make it to WrestleMania both as world champions?
In my heart of hearts, I would not like them both to be champions.
All right. I think one of them loses their title before WrestleMania.
Yeah, and realistically, I don't. But this goes to when we was talking about on Raw. Nobody is gunning for Gunther. Nobody. Seth and Punk. Now, I think Punk might have wanted to go after Gunther, but Seth stepped in the way. Drew's not even looking at Gunther. Uh, Braun Breaker looked his way, but he got the IC championship. Like, who is there that is viable? That can, please don't fucking put Sammy in there again. I will
Here's
fucking
what
toss
I
my
want.
computer across the floor.
Give me the megastar, LA Knight.
Oh,
They're in the transition period right now. The transfer portal is happening, transfer period. Give me the megastar, LA Knight and Gunther. What I said months ago should have happened. He just dropped the United States Champion Shinsuke. He ain't doing shit. You might as well move him over. If
ah,
not, we're going back to Sheamus. Let's be real. Like, we're not going to say that we're not going to get that, So when you're saying that, he's gone through everybody. Only other options is CM Punk, and we're not doing that yet. I don't think CM Punk's not getting a title shot into WrestleMania probably. That's just like the Elimination Chamber or something like that.
well, LA Knight. It has to be WrestleMania.
LA Knight Gunther.
But Gunther can't lose at WrestleMania 2 WrestleManias in a row, can he?
Yeah, he can. He can develop his own streak.
He can do a streak. Oh my god. Dominant as Gunther is, nigga, we starting a fucking streak, dog. That's crazy.
I'm not concerned about him losing or winning at WrestleMania, but more than anything, I think at WrestleMania, he has to have a really good match. Now, I'm not saying LA Knight feuds with him and wins the championship. I think he feuds with him, Royal Rumble, LA Knight, Gunther. I'm down with it. And LA Knight has a really good match and doesn't pull it off. I'm cool with that. But Gunther needs new competition. Was he even on Raw tonight?
Gunther?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So, yeah, You got Damian Priest and Finn still feuding each other. Shout out to the War Raiders. They are our new World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, just defeating Finn Balor and JD McDonough on Judgment Day.
That needed to happen because Finn needs to be by himself. Also, so we can put those fucking shirts in mass press.
Oh
See,
hell yeah!
and see
The
me,
shirts are dope.
see
Yeah.
me just shake it one last time, brother.
Nah, Finn definitely doesn't need to be a singles star at the moment. And you know, not to hold you, I can see Finn even winning the Royal World Championship before WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't, but I just know that it's right now he defeated him. He defeated Damian Priest. He defeated Sammy. Like, so where does he go? I don't want to see Sammy again. I don't want to see any of those guys again. Only people that are eligible that are on the Raw roster that it would be Seth Rollins or CM Punk. So you gotta transfer somebody, whether it be LA Knight or shit, man. This is a perfect opportunity. We gotta
For
go back.
Bobby,
Yeah.
if Bobby, yeah, nigga, yeah, I know, I can read your mind.
Damn, but yeah, this would have been if he was still with WWE, but fuck it, it's not. I mean, not talking about it anymore. But like at the end of the day, who do we have? Shinsuke has the United States Championship. AJ Styles is injured. You know, there's not many qualified competitors unless you want to like elevate Chad Gable.
Fuck out of here. My bad. Oh shit, that's too loud. I had to turn the fan on. I was getting a little warm in here. Hot boxing in the garage and these hot takes. So yeah, I knew what you was thinking about that Bobby shit, nigga. But you're right. But this goes back to my point. Stay down. It wasn't the product was hot at the moment. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of people that was in a spot that we had to establish and shit like that. Gunther was who he was, but he wasn't world heavyweight champion at that time, right? Gunther being who he is now as world heavyweight champion, he's acting all big and bad. There's nobody to stop him. Who comes out? That pops. You see what I'm saying? You just wait your turn. Like I know we want to slot niggas in and be like, we need a black nigga there. We need a, you know what I'm saying? And I hear you. I don't never want to not be pro black. You feel me? But this goes back to because right now he in AEW and who he feuding with?
I don't know.
Exactly, my nigga.
Well, I'm not watching. I'm not watching, bro. So that's not
WWE.
fair.
No. I mean, but even if you nigga, we got YouTube. We know how to. Our algorithm is the Jets in wrestling. If you see Big Bobby doing something, you'll see it's Big Bobby doing something. He was wrestling goddamn the Butcher or some shit like that when he first debuted or something. Then he wrestled Swerve. Swerve bought as cold as goddamn food left out the night before. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's cold like you put in the fridge, but it ain't hot like it's off the oven. You feel me? So
I don't know how they did that. I don't know. Fuck. We'll get to that in a second because I really do I gotta do a rant. I'm sorry. But nah, like I don't know where we go with Gunther, bro. You gotta bring somebody over. The only person I can think of is LA Knight to just, and I think it would be a great moment for LA Knight to get in the main event scene again. And granted, he just came off of a title run. He doesn't have to win a championship again.
That's
so
true. That's true.
Like just let him have this spot to talk his shit against Gunther. I would love to see it. I would love to see him take the title if it was on Raw earlier in the year, but not right now. Gunther's too dominant right now. It's like it's got to, yeah. It's not the time.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that.
All right.
Speaking of where does someone else goes, where does Braun Breaker go with this IC title run? Good God, I'm tired of seeing him a little.
We need Carmelo, man. We need transfer. We need to be real. There is no real draft. So
we already booked Black. We got Carmelo and Trick United States Championship.
It's not happening, bro.
Why is not? So
I love that idea. I love that idea. But I ain't doing that. I thought about it after our pod. I was like, yo, Triple H ain't doing that. Yeah, they did it in NXT already, and they're not going to run back that feud for WrestleMania right now, at least. Immediately, especially after not getting Trick enough time on the main roster. For the
We
United
just
States
said
Championship.
WrestleMania this year.
I did say WrestleMania. I did.
Oh, I didn't.
I thought about it. I said WrestleMania, not Las Vegas, Trick, and that's what we were talking about last pod. But
I didn't
for
know
me,
we were talking about this year.
yeah,
No.
if we're talking about 2 years from now, I can see it happening. WrestleMania, Trick and Carmelo, but not in Vegas. In Vegas, I would love for Trick to go in as United States champion or Intercontinental champion with Braun Breaker. There's something that I can see going on, them rekindling that. But the hottest, but what they did with him on SmackDown, I didn't fuck with it. They had Braun Strowman come out and just squash him. So maybe they're trying to push Braun Strowman. Maybe Braun Strowman's trying to be going after Gunther, because he did take out Bronson Reed before he left, in the Monster versus Monster match. So maybe they see something in Braun Strowman. I don't know, man, when it comes to the Intercontinental Championship. All I know is that Braun Breaker's not losing it anytime soon. So it doesn't really matter who he faces.
Why he's not losing anytime soon? We said that with Jey Uso when he lost it.
I didn't say that with Jey Uso. I said they shouldn't have him lose it quick, but I actually called him losing it back. You didn't like that. I said he should lose it back to Braun Breaker because you said Braun Breaker.
We said Braun. No, okay. When Braun first won the IC championship, we did not think that he was going to lose the title. We said he should have a long, so what I'm saying is that when Jey Uso got hot, he lost the title. Now, I did not think that Jey Uso was going to lose it back, but when we talked about bloodline stuff and everything like that, cool. I'll concede. But right now, this goes back to the first part. Can somebody get hot enough and take it off of Braun in the next 3 months?
No. Well, next 3 months, yeah. But they're talking about by next month or so. No.
I'm saying, but what's his next feud? What the fuck he do? He beat. I just said, what's his next feud? He did we just said, what does Gunther do? We don't know. We asked last week, Shinsuke, who's the baby face? We don't know. Ludwig Kaiser is not fighting for the IC championship again. I will hope not. So there's a lot of things open space, and like you said, the draft or there's open space. You trying to make the argument again for the 100,000th time. Yes, we hear you. Yes, the draft don't matter. They're trying to make it a thing because it's a ratings thing. But at the end of the day, it's one big roster.
Keep bringing it up because it's relevant to the conversation. When you say, "Hey, there's nobody for this person in the face," well, guess what? There's a lot of people on the roster, so you just have to take somebody who has a competing.
Even on the other roster, who?
Just because I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You can take Apollo Crews. It doesn't matter because he's gonna lose anyways. You can take Andrade, you can take whoever to go up against this guy. And yeah, we can sit here and project, but we.
If I would have gave that answer, bro, you would be just as annoyed as I am because that doesn't make. Because when we say what do we do, okay, we do, and so am I, nigga. But here we are. But when you ask who can we do for Gunther, nigga, me. What the fuck? No, you want a real answer, what does Gunther do? And we had a real conversation. When you say Braun Breaker and you say Apollo fucking Crews, then yeah, we can next segment, my nigga. What you want to talk about?
Did you hear what I said after that? I said it could be Apollo Crews.
But
because he's not winning it anyways.
But a feud.
I'm telling you right now, that's what I'm talking about. A feud, yes, a feud.
Jey Uso was a feud and it took it off of him, bro. That's what I'm trying to make the point. Jey Uso and Braun Breaker was a feud and it took off him. So I'm asking you, who's the next nigga that we can say that get hot? If you just say LA Knight for Gunther.
Are you asking me who's going to take it off of him, or are you asking me who's the next feud?
Bro, the next feud can be the next feud if it's hot enough, bro. Can take it off him. Apollo Crews ain't no feud.
My argument is the next feud won't be taking it off him, regardless of who it is. That's my statement. That's what I think. Why is that crazy?
It's not no feud, bro. Andrade's not no feud. Those are matches. Ludwig Kaiser. Hold on. Let me ask you that. Is Ludwig Kaiser a feud for Braun Breaker? When we do the John Cena feuds, right? We talking about feuds. And we say what makes the championship, a series of matches. Drew McIntyre CM Punk is a feud, my nigga. It went on for 3 months. I'm asking you Braun Breaker's next feud that can take him 3 months. That's what I asked. So I'm saying not his next match. I said his next feud that can take him off the title. That's what I asked you. Where do we go with Braun Breaker?
I just told you he's not going to be losing the title anytime soon. So for the next 3 months, I do see him holding it into WrestleMania. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Like, how many
He's
times
holding
I
it
can
past
say that?
WrestleMania.
Huh?
He's holding it past WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think he's holding it past WrestleMania. I think that, we still get John Cena coming back. I think John Cena and Braun Breaker have an altercation. I don't know at what point. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. And maybe he'll cost him the title. Maybe that's the way that we get it off of Braun Breaker. I don't see Braun Breaker getting pinned shoulders to the mat by anybody on the roster right now because nobody's hot enough. Jey Uso was the only person, and he did it already. It's like, I mean, you stop getting all up in arms. That's my opinion.
I'm not getting all up in arms. When you say LA Knight's hot enough to wrestle for, when you say LA Knight is hot enough to feud with Gunther and he doesn't have to take the title off of him, that is still a feud. If LA Knight is in a feud with Gunther that lasts more than a month, that's a feud. That's hot enough to make you contending for a title for a feud. I'm not getting up in arms.
Low-key, Ludwig Kaiser has been feuding with Braun Breaker for more than a month. So yeah, you can do this, run it back with Apollo or Andrade. You can do that. You can literally do that because of the transfer thing going on. I'm just saying that's a possibility. I'm not saying that that's what I'm booking. I'm saying that's a possibility. You can do it for the next 2 months.
I'm not asking you about possibilities when I ask you the question, brother. I'm asking you, I said, where do you go with Braun Breaker? I know that, bro, I can piss in the goddamn ocean and have possibilities. That's not the question that I asked. I asked, what do you?
If you're asking me what I actually do, I run it back with Sheamus and him for a little while because of Sheamus's connection between the Continental Championship. I don't have it just end in a single match though. It will be something like a cage match. It would be something like, all right, Ludwig can't be involved, so it's a cage match, or whoever, or some other type of match, with a stipulation involved. That's what I would do right now if you're asking me.
Okay, so because Sheamus was in that IC Championship match. He got taken out by Ludwig Kaiser since we're talking about fucking Saturday Night's Main Events, correct? That triple threat was on Saturday Night's Main Event, correct?
No, it was a couple weeks ago.
It was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Saturday Night Event, that was like on Raw. They had a Raw.
You're right. You're right. That's correct. That is correct. Or no, Survivor Series. That triple threat was Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it was. I apologize.
Yeah, you're right.
Ludwig Kaiser took him out.
He took him out on Raw. That led to the match in Survivor Series, and then we now had Ludwig today lose to him 1-on-1. Yeah.
And and they said before the match, Ludwig Kaiser broke the shillelagh on Sheamus. So, in that triple threat match, he wore his ass out with the shillelagh. I mean, Sheamus got pinned in that match. Yes. Yeah, Sheamus got hit with the spear. So, yeah, I mean, like you say, he still got ties. The reason why I'm asking is because Braun is the main event talent. And you originally asked, what do both champions go into WrestleMania as champion? I'm tying everything back together because Ian is where you say that there can be when I say blowing the whole wad and Cody comes back at Saturday at Netflix, and you like, well, we can have a tournament and whatever the case may be. Okay, if that's how we get the title off of Cody, that means Gunther's the champion going into WrestleMania. So now my thought process is, who's next for Gunther? If you already say LA Knight is not beating Gunther, the next fucking person that beats fucking Gunther gotta be Braun Breaker. The only way we can get Braun Breaker and Gunther is if he's off the IC title. I don't see a Hawk and fucking Ultimate Warrior situation. So if we, after WrestleMania season, Braun has to be the next challenger for Gunther. That's where I was taking.
Now, that's just me talking today, and we're just fantasy booking. I already told you, I see John Cena and Gunther, or John Cena and Braun Breaker WrestleMania. I think one of those two matches are happening. So with that being the case, that means that one of those two guys are going to be lasting till WrestleMania. I don't know which one, and it still could be Gunther. It still could be Gunther and John Cena at WrestleMania for the One-Weight Championship. Clips the record. So that's what I would think is a potential as well, you know? Um, so just walking the dog, I would say as of right now, Braun Breaker, give him Sheamus for a little bit. He does not lose a championship. But by the time we get to WrestleMania season, you have like him and John Cena could happen even after WrestleMania. But we can have an altercation with him and John Cena that leads to an Intercontinental Championship match with them at WrestleMania. Or if John Cena is busy with the Raw Heavyweight Child picture, then we have Braun Breaker and somebody with the likes of a what would be a good dominant feud for him. I would say Damian Priest, honestly. I know,
Braun
I
Breaker and
know,
Damian Priest.
I know. It's like a demotion for Damian Priest, but we can have some bumping head backstage kind of deal where he's like, "Oh, we got beef now," type of shit. That's the only thing I can see happening where Damian Priest is now motivated to like, "Yeah, let me take the title off of you," because
Well,
it does seem.
so that not, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is the evolution of the progression of the conversation. When I first asked you the conversation, you start Carmelo Hayes.
That's a yeah. I'll say it right now because as of right now, I don't see him losing anytime
No,
soon.
no,
But if you're
I'm
looking
just
for if you're looking for a threat, the next big threat, then yeah, I'm forced to be like, all right,
but even so that's so we are also me you we can't talk about throwaway feuds, not really digging them, and then like we put them on like we talk about things mattering. There's enough people on this roster, like you say, for things to matter and to not be throwaway. So when I'm having this conversation with you, it's not to just get to the it's to get to the nuance and the intricacies of things, even it being quick. But why does it happen? What is the matter of it? Apollo Cruz and Andrade don't that if that were to happen, we will come on this podcast and fucking kill it because again, it would not matter. They killed Apollo Cruz so they can build up easily in another feud or another situation. Chad Gable, whatever the case may be. We don't need Andrade to fucking be killed again. Like we would kill that off the premise of it just happening just cause without it not having anything to matter with it. So what I was getting to was when we talk about the intermingling of the roster, regardless of the roster being open, regardless of it being a draft, niggas have to matter regardless on both ends of the
and
spectrum.
I'm telling you, that's what's probably going to happen next for Braun Breaker. And I wouldn't be opposed killing the next thing that happens but if the match is good, I'm not gonna kill it, you know. But like, I'm not opposed the next month of him being, oh well, he's just dominating, and it's just not something that's like super must see. It's what he's been doing. Let's be real. So I
But it matters who he's been dominating though. He's been dominating real competitors, bro. Like he has not been doing no pause. He ain't been doing it nobody's. It ain't been like 3-on-1 handicap job matches. He's beating top guys, Jay Uso,
yeah,
Sami Zayn. He's fucking beating two guys at once with Sheamus and Lou with my nigga. He's beating Sheamus Dolo. He's beating Lou with Dolo. Like he's mattering with the title, and I think that's what I'm saying because back to the United States Championship portion of what we were talking about last week. Going back to what we looking at the roster on both sides. Name a baby face that shit. And I know Shinsuke can run through niggas, but at the end of the day, he can run through niggas and it matters, right? So who is and we spoke about Jimmy Uso possibly, and that's how we got to the Tricks Williams and Carmelo fantasy booking. But
because my
realistically,
thing is
even
right
if
here.
it's wide open,
I get you, and I was being realistic when I'm saying that because the next feud he's probably going to be victorious again. I don't see him losing his next feud, and it's probably going to be somebody who we know he's going to beat. Like, I'm just being real. But if you're trying to say projecting down the line, who's the next big threat for him? And I hear you on that. You would have to take somebody from the main event and bring him down because he's been so dominant, and that's Damian Priest. Like that's to me, that's who it is. Or it's a Sheamus for a little while, then Damian Priest for WrestleMania, and we're so close to WrestleMania that it can't be of Seth Rollins. We're so close that it can't be a CM Punk. It's like, no, we're also like we're gearing up to the road to WrestleMania right now. As soon as we hit Netflix, so we already see where it's coming. Royal Rumble's at February 1st, March 1st is Elimination Chamber, boom, WrestleMania, and we're there. So
Yeah.
it has to be some kind of holding pattern for Braun Breaker right now. It has to be a holding
So,
pattern until we get to like maybe a Damian Priest confrontation. Because I don't see Damian Priest and Finn Balor being WrestleMania angle. It's been too long. They've had this. They're gonna have a one-off feud eventually at one point, but it's not gonna be WrestleMania. I think Damian Priest gonna have something different for him at WrestleMania.
so looping around to what you were just saying is that once we get to this Raw on Netflix, we're pretty much in WrestleMania season.
I think so. That's how I look at it. At least.
But so to the point of Rollins and Punk, this is the start of their WrestleMania season, right?
That's why I thought it was curious to me. Like, they're not doing this for no reason. They're not just giving this to us, and it's because you want people to subscribe to Netflix and watch the first Raw. I get it, and this is a good way to do it because it's so anticipated, this match. But on top of that, they're not jeopardizing WrestleMania for this. I don't think so. They must have something already cooking, and
which is why I said it
I'm
has
glad
to
to
be.
see where I want to see where it goes.
Well, this is why I said. I mean, that's why I said. Like when I'm not blowing the whole, I'm just being honest.
They're
Like,
already in WrestleMania season. Let's be real. They are already in WrestleMania.
this is why I say it has to be an interference because who goes? Nobody loses. This is the start. Who's losing? Nobody's losing, right? We want the music to hit on Netflix. We want the match we want This Is Awesome. We want that live crowd. We want to be on the Intuit Dome. We want it to be in LA. We want it to be crazy, rocking. And we want when the match is at the fever pitch, when both wrestlers are down, Drew McIntyre finds his way to
Fuck that.
CM Punk.
I don't want Drew McIntyre involved in this. You know what I like more than anything?
Nobody wins this match.
More than anything, I would like CM Punk to win the match by cheating.
Can't happen.
By cheating.
He's not going to.
I would love for that to then fuel Seth Rollins' hate for this guy even further. Because if CM Punk wins after a 25-minute match by cheating, and the fans are chanting for this guy, and he's like, yo, this guy ain't shit, that's what we're getting us that closer to Seth Rollins.
What's cheating?
Hitting that switch.
What's cheating?
I don't know. It's gonna be. It has to be a particular way too. So it has to be a way that's like just a little scumbag.
If he gets tights, that's not cheating. That's leverage. If he gets ropes, I don't know if that. I mean, like Rollins can be upset, but it'll be
gonna give him a wrestling match. He's gonna give him a wrestling, a wrestling, a lesson.
Bro, so this feud is not no wrestling match.
He said he's gonna give him a wrestling lesson.
This is Hangman Page CM Punk level. This ain't no wrestling match.
Hangman Page CM Punk level. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that that's what he said today. CM Punk said, "I'm going to give you a wrestling lesson." So let's say if this, mind you, it should be Hangman Page CM Punk level, but you're saying this is the first type. This is the first go at it. So you can't have it be a definitive blood match. It could just be, I got one over on you after all that shit you're talking. And CM Punk gets and that just gets under Seth Rollins' skin even more to escalate things towards wherever it culminates in down the line. I mean, there's a couple ways you can go with it. I just don't want you involved in this shit at all. I really don't. I would honestly be mad if that happened because it makes no sense.
I don't know how it don't make no sense, but I mean,
at this point, it's like beating a dead horse. I mean, that's not like making no sense, but it's beating a dead horse. All right, Drew, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Well, I mean, I can see where you said being a dead horse when a nigga look him in the face and dead ass say, after I wrestling with him for championship matches and everything at the grandest stage and say, I respect Sammy, I respect Jey Uso, the people that fought next to Roman Reigns, and you, I don't know. Like, nigga, it's still some. I can still have some hate. I can still have some hatred for you too, my nigga. Like, and you said him and Punk is done. Realistically, hey man, we this nigga's carrying a 2-year long grudge with Roman. I don't know if Drew let shit go too easily. So I know what you said,
I
but what
mean,
I'm saying,
he can run it back with CM Punk another day, but not that day. If that's not that day, bro.
I gotta
If
see.
we
I
are
gotta
getting
go ahead.
if we're getting a Drew McIntyre run in, that is a bait and switch like I've never seen before. It just
What
it,
does Drew do on January 6th?
Drew, I don't know. He probably can do a good promo or something.
He's a
He'll probably bump
he's a
into Roman
main
backstage, bump
he's a
into
main
Solo,
card.
but he's gonna be bumping into somebody backstage. That's what I want to see. Him and Solo. I want him and
He's
Solo to give Solo a little wink, like, listen, I got you. And then he helps Solo win. What? I'll be crazy, right?
how can he help Solo win and
You
Solo?
already told me he's trying to come together with a little like anti-Roman group. He's trying to talk his shit.
No, bro.
Maybe
That don't
he
make.
finds it in
Oh,
the Bloodline
see,
2.0.
you about to blow my high, cuz you can't tell me Drew's rolling in don't make sense. And Solo's the reason why he lost at Clash at the Castle, my nigga. Like,
But that'll be even more reason why for a great segment with him and Solo. Maybe he hates Roman that much more because he's been dealing with Roman before Solo came. He lost him before that.
that
Now he's like, listen, I hate Roman so much more than I hate you. So if I got a team with you to get at him and make sure
that
everybody
would
sees
be
the fraud
that
that
would be
he is,
bro. That I would be honest. That'd be crazy.
that would be insane.
That
So
would be
I'm
super
throwing
crazy.
that'd be a good wrinkle to the story.
That'd be
Sometimes
crazy.
the enemy of my enemy is my brief friend, or my brief ally, in a sense.
What else you got for Raw and Saturday Night Main? Oh, Chelsea Green is out.
Chelsea
Yeah,
inaugural United States woman United States champion. Chelsea, well deserved, man. I remember back at the Money in the Bank, her going through those tables. I still look at that picture sometimes. I'm like, damn, she took a hell of a bump, bro. Um, and she's a great character all around. So I'm just looking forward to her interactions with the championship. I'm looking forward to SmackDown this week to see her with the championship and talk her shit because Chelsea deserves it, man. She's just been such a great character, and she's like to me she's one of the women that you see every weekend. She's locked in. She knows exactly what she's doing and why she's doing it every moment to her character. So shout out to Chelsea Green.
I'm gonna be a
Really,
hypocrite.
that's who I picked. Member from the beginning of the tournament. So I'm excited for her. I'm happy.
I'm gonna be a hypocrite, which is no surprise to you. Uh, Chelsea Green deserved this. She deserved. Now I mean, realistically, she earned it though.
No,
Like,
you're right.
you know what I'm saying?
I just can't stand you freaking throwing MVP's words in my face every time it fits your situation.
No, I mean, back to your situation. We were saying a nigga deserve it. I mean, who put in work like Chelsea? Like, let's
I
keep it.
agree. I agree. I
So
agree.
that's why I'm going back and saying like when MVP saying nobody deserves it, when we saying as fans
Wow,
like
let's just say she earned it.
that's what I'm
Let's just say,
saying. Like that.
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I go again. That's why I said when I make the words of she deserves it. That's me being a hypocrite, but that's why I'm making the
No,
caveat.
I know. I heard you. I'm playing with you, bro.
But no,
I get what you're talking about.
but absolutely, but one and the same though. Realistically, I am being a hypocrite and one and the same because as you earn something, we were talking about Seth Rollins, right? You earn a spot, you earn it, you deserve it. The story deserves it. In a sense, yes, when we're talking about Seth and Punk because the nature of the beast and who they are and the name recognition, everything like that. But this is why you do get bumped to the side because you can get this back. You will be able to get whatever you feel like you lost back. This right here for Chelsea, she will never be able to get this back, right? So she earned it enough to work herself up to a spot where she deserves something that was given to the women who earned it as well, right? There's a talent pool of women where it's very hard to streamline all of them into both title pictures. Chelsea
Yep,
Green
you're
will
right.
never be a viable world heavyweight champion, but she will be a really goddamn great mid card champion.
I won't say that about the world champion. I think she can be a viable world champion as well. But I will say this: I was one of the guys who does not like championships, and I'm going to transition this to an AEW conversation. I don't like having a lot of championships. I really don't because I think it devalues the championships you already have. However, having seen Chelsea Green win this, I was really, really happy, and it was a moment, and it mattered because what I realized is that there is so many talented women on the roster, and at least we get the hierarchy. Like there is a hierarchy: world champion, intercontinental champion, WWE champion, United States championship, and then we have the tag titles, which is on both brands, and NXT. You could even go down there, which is really cool. And you got the men's tag. At least on some level, there's some order to, hey, I know what I'm expecting when I watch a show. Mind you, even for us, it can be complicated because there's so many titles. But being a savant wrestling fan who's been watching it for years, me and you can get it. All right, United States Championship is not as big as the World Championship or the WWE Championship. A casual fan is not going to understand that maybe. Now you take some guy who's as savvy as me and you, and you take us and you have us go watch the other product on TNT, and we're like completely lost on why the hell there's a million championships. What does this championship mean?
It's
What does the
not a
Continental
million.
Championship
It's
mean?
not a
What's
million. It's 1,000,003.
a
Because
million?
you know they
Excuse
got to
me,
sprinkle in some
my
new.
bad.
They got to sprinkle in some New Japan
They
Championship.
got to throw in New Japan Championship. They got ROH championships coming in, and you're like completely lost. So and you have to be the most Marcus of the Marks wrestling fan to get why what the fuck is an NJPW strong champion doing on this show, and why does that matter as a results to or compares to the TNT championship or the TBS championship. How does that compare? Or how does that compare to the AEW Women's Champion? Or how does the TBS Championship compare to the AEW Women's Championship? Because someone's arguing Mercedes Moné is a bigger star than Mariah May. So, like, all those questions go through your head, like, hey, okay, there is no reason. There's no rhyme or reasoning to their championship hierarchy. And that's why one group or one way in one company's championships and adding more championships is accepted, and the other one is not. It's because when you present these girls and guys, we are looking at them and we have no idea what matters and what doesn't. You don't emphasize anybody or anything. Your championships don't mean anything. Your main eventers don't mean anything. Your mid carders don't mean anything. And your opening acts don't mean anything because everybody's a big jambalaya mess of a show. And it's played out to kill AEW, but it's frustrating to me that Hangman Page beats Swerve in one of the to me, one of the most creative ways I've seen a match end this year. And we're going to talk about our yearly end rewards next week or so.
When he stuck a needle in his damn face.
To me, I thought that was creative, and I thought it warranted based on the feud they had all year. I liked it. Some people it was too much for. To me, I like this was an unsanctioned match, and he wanted to take this guy out, and he found a way to do it, to defend his family, for all the reasons why he did it. That heat you got for Hangman did absolutely nothing for him till now, and I think that's a crime. Why do you have him beat the former AEW world champion after this great blood feud, and we don't give a fuck about this guy right now? And now they're going to throw him in some kind of fatal four-way with Orange Cassidy, Jon Moxley, and Jay White for what? No one gives a damn about any of these guys who are all very, very incredibly talented. But there's no real substance behind this shit. John Moxley's on a mission to do something to reshape AEW, and then you have random people popping out of nowhere in the end of his matches to challenge him. Now he has to face all of them at once, and there's no real build to this that makes any sense. You know, Mercedes Moné and Mina Shakira, like, I just am so. And then you got her going against Mariah May, but guess what? Toni Storm is back. But no, you got Thunder Rosa's in the crowd with signs, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, who's next up? What's the feud? What's the real feud going on here? And I'm so confused. And I'm watching clips. Mind you, I'm not watching it fully through. So, I get it. Maybe I don't know enough. So, but there's no real rhyme or reason to anything they're doing that I see still, and it's a crime. Hangman Page should be your number one heel right now. He should be your top heel right now after everything he did this year, and Swerve should be still one of your biggest baby faces. But you guys just had him go home on the shelf for a little while, come back and lose to Bobby. More than anything, I would have rather him beat Bobby in his first match by like holding the tights or some shit, and then you have them like maybe jump, his boy, and then it becomes even more of an intense feud, like or something like that. So like that would have been cool to see where it goes from there. Like, all right, we're not letting you get one up on the Hurt Business. We got your man. If we didn't get you, we got him. We're gonna hurt somebody. So just ways you can just elevate people and build. I just am so confused, man, because I really believed in these guys. I really did. And when I see the United States Championship woman, like, and the moment where Chelsea wins it, and it means something, and then I go and I see somebody like Willow, who was just floundered. It does hurt that like you guys can't see the fans get behind somebody and build that groundswell to a moment and culminate it like they did for Chelsea Green. It really does make it a stark difference on how you guys present your talent, and it's sad. It truly is sad. You have freaking Ray Phoenix just can't wait to get out of his contract, and got added more time because of his injury, and it just looks bad, man. It just looks bad, and they're gonna lose more talent if they don't get shit back together, get shit on track. That's my last AEW rant ever, probably. I can't promise that. But for a while, for sure.
I'm only laughing because they're gonna always have something to brag on, bro. They did Wembley a feat. They got 550.
Give a fuck.
Hold on, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. This so back to what I'm like, your whole rant that you just had. They on both sides. They like, who gives a fuck what this they gotta say? And on our side, we watching the show like, who gives a fuck what they do? Like, so it's a standoff of who gives a fuck. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, not saying that your words are invalid, but this is my point. This is the point I'm trying to make. They have not showed any level of judiciousness to our side of the fence when it comes to, now don't get me wrong, Tony can throw in our face he has a black world, he had a black world champion, he can say that he has he has black world tag team champions right now, Mercedes Moné. He gives the wrestlers freedom. Again, he paid Ray Phoenix while he was out, and that's the only reason why he's added more time once the contract. So I have to be fair in that aspect, my nigga. Like, I pay for you. Now, to Punk's portion of it, when Punk said that he was there and he was out, he said he had to find his own doctors and shit like that. But hey, my nigga, oh, doctor, you bitch ass nigga, I'm paying you millions of dollars. Anyway, now I understand. Now, that's what I'm saying. So, like, but to Phoenix portion of it, like, Phoenix, like, hey, I had to be, hey, brother, my bad. This is your second language. Find you a doctor, cuz. You know what I'm saying? I paid you always out. Hey, if you needed help, I can help you. And so this goes my point. I was listening to Cornette. Cornette was saying that Tony has to do a better job while using his resources to help his guys out. So I was listening to you. If Tony Khan said, "Hey, I can get you, to the athletic trainers or the athletic surgeons or the athletic that my football players get it," because again, you might be sending them niggas to like the best regular people, doctor. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
I
you
need
gotta
you to
have somebody like WWE has a doctor. They always mention that guy's name. The doctor, that's their surgeon. You know that they love. That's one of the best
that's
renowned
the
surgeons in the
infrastructure
world.
of a company that you might not know or have. Like when we building out this house, when you're saying that he has to get things in order, if he doesn't, if it's not combative, and he don't have people that sitting there telling him like, "Hey, boss, hey, you kind of right on this Ray Phoenix stuff, but you kind of wrong on this Ray Phoenix stuff. You gotta have this in house."
It's been 5 years though. Like, how do you not have something like this? How do you
Well,
let this stuff go down still? Like the CM
and
Punk stuff was surprising to me. I'm not gonna lie. It was surprising to me that they didn't help him get a doctor after they knew he tore that shit off the bone, and they're like, "All right, go home," and they just act like, "Oh, he'll be back when he's healed." Like that's kind of wild to me. Like
now I
that
can
was a
feel you
company.
where there's no empathy and there's no more sympathy for them. And so this is so my point. They have built up these bad habits, right? And so we know it's very difficult for you to break out of those bad habits. And if you aren't receiving any consequence, now there are consequences to this. There are record low ratings for their television shows. I mean, low. Like homie boosting them off the truck low. You dig what I'm saying? Like it's low ratings, my nigga. But at the same time, this
Oh my
this is why
god.
this is why I say they always have something that they can fall back on. Warner Brothers did give them an extension on their television. And what we learned with WWE is, and what we learned with AEW is, all it takes is a few stories to get you back on track. So
AEW reminds me of the Jets. It's like, how do you get all this
now when
talent and
I
get
fucking
worse?
bring that up, you say I'm wow for
Listen, just chill out. Just chill out. I can talk as well. You can't. How do you get all this talent and get worse? It makes no sense. We thought, beginning of last year, oh, yeah, Okada. Wow, can't wait till he show up. What? They got him. Oh, he all elite. Will Ospreay, oh, damn, he didn't go to NXT. Oh, he's going to AEW. Oh, he's going to be a big star. He going to main event Wembley. He's going to be crazy. Oh, shit. I'm going to say he's
it.
winning
Nigga,
too.
can
Oh, it's
you
about to be
imagine
lit.
Osprey getting the Ridge Hollins push right now?
What? Can you imagine any of those guys like you can pick up Brody King, you put him there. You can pick up anybody in that roster. You can pick up
Buddy
freaking
Matthews will be in that
Buddy
motherfucking
Matthews
killer.
would be killing the shit.
Nah, Will
Oh my,
Hobbs and Obo Femi would be going dumb, my
you
nigga.
can pick any of those. It's so fucking hard to see.
Warlow and Obo
They
Femi
did
go dummy
more
right now,
with
my
oh my god, they did more with Ethan Page in like 4 weeks than
nigga.
they
Hold
did with
on, nah, fuck that. Ethan Page won the world NXT Heavyweight Champion. So you telling me Wardlow ain't looking? You telling me Ricky Starks ain't looking at that? You telling me goddamn Will Hobbs? Nigga, QT Marshall might want to come to the motherfucker. God damn it.
Dead ass, man.
Nigga, can
Oh
you
my
imagine
god.
QTV on goddamn NXT?
Yo,
Nigga, that shit was swag.
it matters, bro. It matters. And like when we talked about our boy Dez, man, I'm so happy he chose the right place when he's like, yo, should I go to AEW? Should I go to NXT? He's done so much at NXT for them, has such a great reign as North American champion. And I just am so happy that the guy, at least the guy we know, is in the right place. You know,
I'm gonna hold you. He should have went and got that busy for sure. That bag. I love him being in Florida, even though I don't see that nigga at all. But for sure, he should have went and got that bag. Cause
I
that,
think it's going to pay off more in the long run if he stays in WWE. I think so.
I feel you.
I think
You're
he could have got the bag and been home and been like, nobody knows who you are. Like, you know, that's how it could have been.
I ain't gonna hold you though. I mean, if we're doing hindsight 2020, let's say he just made a bag for like these last 3 to 4 years, and now he getting out that contract and coming into NXT, he would come in killing right now with a little couple M's in his pocket. You know what I mean? But yeah, we know. You know, every
So,
everybody can't be Ethan Page. You know, white privilege. One more time. Here we go. Ethan Page would have hit that nigga for the stick up and with the NXT won the championship.
he fell onto it too. He accidentally fell onto it.
Bro, this nigga was in fucking with Dan Lambert or some shit like that. Wasn't he in that goddamn bro? This nigga was an American. Wesley could have been in the bottom of the bottom in fucking AEW, nigga. Desmond Xavier, my nigga. He could have been at the bottom. And they had the little TNA little gimmick. He could have hooked it with the homies already. And dipped them niggas and went to NXT, gave a little hug. He could have did the curtain call and all that, nigga. Yeah. Yo,
he
WWE,
wouldn't have NXT because they wouldn't have put him on TV.
my nigga a bag, bro.
If they didn't put him on TV in AEW, it would have devalued his stock. That's what I'm worried about. So then it would be like, oh,
Yeah,
guy that used to be a rascal, you know, now he's Wes Lee, bro. Now he's former multi-time tag team champion, former like one of the best North American champions ever. He's had incredible matches. You know, they know he can work.
As much as Ethan Page is on TV, the niggas know who Ethan Page was. They could have made anybody. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I hear you, but also me and you thought Ethan Page had something when we saw him first too. He can talk. He can talk on the mic, you know. And
hey,
you know,
we're good at this, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Fuck, a lot of niggas ain't us though. Like, true indeed.
yeah,
We saw an Evolve show, my nigga, and we said, hey, Eddie Kingston needs to be on somebody's TV. And guess what? He was on somebody's TV. We said, hey,
like,
Austin Theory, the guy. Austin Theory, guess what? He's a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, rest in peace, Brody. I was like, yo, you gotta go to NXT, and like, yo, and sure enough, he did. I'm gonna go to AEW, and sure enough, he did. I'm like, he should be the Exalted One or the leader of the Dark Order. Boom! It happened like within a couple of weeks of me saying that.
From that fucking Evolve match too, she had to dive on those chairs, my nigga. That was the first time I saw her ass, and they were just like Shotzi.
Shotzi, yeah.
When she did that dive on those chairs, NXT was like, "Fuck, that's this bitch." Yo, Business and Logic one time, bro. Since since WWE is going to Netflix, whatever, AEW, fuck off. Since WWE is going to Netflix, there's no back catalog. There's no back catalog. There's no network. Networks discontinued. Peacock's gone. And so niggas is rent. So you want to talk about what you saw on social media? What I saw on social media was niggas still got physicals, and I'm jealous because I don't know where to find a DVD. Nigga, I don't even know where to find a DVD. Like,
yo,
red,
you better go to Peacock right now. Put your VCR in and record all.
Nigga said a VCR, bro. If I ain't got no DVD player, how am I supposed to burn something on the VCR?
Everything you want, everything. You gotta spend hours in it.
No, what you need to know, what I need to do is, this is still digital. I gotta put Peacock on now and then record it on the camera and then just have memory cards of motherfucking like all. This is all Survivor Series. This is all of
Right.
SummerSlams.
Put
This
it
is
on the
all
computer,
WrestleManias, my
put
nigga.
it on your laptop, and you screen record that bitch with
That's
OBS.
what.
And
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
what? You can't say shit because you ain't watching. You're not putting it on YouTube, so you'll be fine. You screen record that bitch, and you're good.
But that's what I'm. But this goes back to what I'm saying. We talked about this early on how great the WWE network was, and now it's no more.
It's sad if it's
I,
truly gonna.
I,
Honestly, it would be stupid for WWE not to have an alternative way to get that in front of their audience, because all it does is help their, the recognition and people saying, "Oh man, I don't watch WWE now, but I want to go back and watch what The Rock was there." Remember Hell in a Cell, remember Jake the Snake, people like that. If they
I
can get
believe
the
all he's
WWE
gonna do is
on
bring
Netflix,
it back and charge us more money. It was $10 a month for the WWE network.
if they bring that back,
Them niggas
I,
about to spin the block and be like 30 for the whole gig.
or they can do the same thing like they did with Peacock and eventually make a deal with Netflix. Hey, give us another another couple 100,000, 100 million, and we'll put it in as a setting, for a catalog where you can go to the WWE section and you can watch all our shit. Shit, I can code that bitch. Give it to me. I'll put it out.
Nigga, can you code it for real though and have it for us? Because we need that.
No, like I need the actual
Oh, you need that. Oh,
the actual footage and everything.
I thought you can jig rig something. I'm like, nigga, let's get off camera and talk about this more time.
Yeah, man. I can make a whole new platform and still just like bootleg that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And then sell
yeah.
it like a fire stick. You know what's crazy? Amazon used to sell fire sticks. I know them niggas used to be like, how the fuck we selling our own? Anyway, that used to be crazy.
No, but people will be bullying if they don't find a way to get that to the public. Trust me, people are already trying to do that shit.
I'm upset already that there is that the once innovative, like honestly, like can
Why
spin.
can't the catalog just stay on Peacock? That's what I'm curious about. It's there all the time, anyways. All you gotta do is all right, we don't put our
I
kids.
hated Peacock to begin with. When they
You should.
moved from
Me too.
WWE
But
Network, I mean,
unless they pay us developers to make a whole new WWE network,
they don't have to bring back the. Oh, what was wrong with the first one? Nothing was wrong with it.
all websites. You're not just gonna bring that out of the dead and be like, hey, all things.
Why won't you? It worked on PS. It worked on PlayStations. Worked on Xbox. It was a web browser. I can get it on the computer, on the laptop. Like why? It was an app on the phone. Like
What
why?
I'm trying to say is they can, if they can flip a switch and turn it on, they would. But it's cost money to do these. That's what I'm trying to say. All websites needs maintenance. Something like all like applications like that need maintenance. Especially if it's streaming. So if they got, it would take a cost, and maybe they don't want to do it right now. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like when they took it away from us, they've made how many billions of dollars to where they can't put it back into the infrastructure of what we're talking
Maybe
about.
they can. Maybe they can. We'll
That's what I'm
see.
saying.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You own everything. You own. It's literally like you. It's like the Yes Network, right?
What I would say is,
The Knicks and the Yankees own their shit. The MSG, like you own your network, so you can get paid off it no matter how much money it costs you.
my question is, what is UFC's back catalog on? That's a better, barometer on what will happen with
They don't
WWE.
have a back channel right now.
At all.
UFC back no, I watch all of UFC shit on. They don't have a app or nothing like that. I watch all their shit on goddamn YouTube. So
Yeah.
UFC like WWE, bro, WWE was innovative, bro. We talking about
crazy.
24. We talking about 2014, nigga. It was them and Netflix, nigga. Hulu was barely out at the time, nigga. Like WWE was. I don't know why they can't run it back. Hell yeah, they was super innovative at the time.
No, for sure, 100%. I gotta hand it to them. You know what? Let's just stay tuned. We'll see where things go. That's a good. We got to keep an eye on that for sure. Because I didn't even think about that. Where is the catalog going to be? And if they don't have UFC on anything, then yeah, WWE has to put it out somewhere. Yeah, the history matters.
That's what I'm saying, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Anything
all that
else?
being said, all's love, everything's wrestling. That's it. I think that's all we have for you tonight. All love, everything's wrestling. We'll be back here next week to talk more on the week that was in professional wrestling, guys.
Absolutely. And it is now officially December 17th. If you have not ordered those gifts, my guys, get them. You know what I'm saying? Or your ass gonna be doing a lot of cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya. And playing with your shit because your bitch gonna leave you. You know what I'm saying? Get your gifts, nigga.
I don't watch that mid.